Welcome to Godlike Gaming. Let's dominate. Today I want to talk about the Colombo, the ship that you probably already have in your arsenal, or if you don't, you definitely saw it in action before. However, there are secrets that you need to know in order to take full advantage and use all the potential the ship has to offer. In this video, I'm going to reveal all of those features which are like hidden gems. So stay with me throughout the entire video as I reveal those hidden features to you one by one. In order to understand how to outperform yourself with this ship, first you need to know the basics of the ship, but don't worry, I'm not going to lecture you about historical facts in this video. Let's break it down. The build of the ship's commander is the most important step you need to take before the ship goes on rampage every single match. The gun feeder perk is the most important skill you have to get when you're playing Colombo. You see, Italian ships allow you to switch your shell type mid-reload, which I found super overpowered and underrated. Why does that matter? Because once you understand the angles, it gives you so much control over when to switch shells and hit for maximum amount of damage. Colombo has SAP and AP shells. SAP standing for semi-armor piercing and AP stands for armor piercing shells. But when should you switch? And probably more important question is, where should you aim with each shell? Personally, I go with SAP already loaded in if I don't see any potential target to shoot at, because in many cases SAP has a better chance to cause lots of damage at weird angles. But you need to understand where to aim. When you're using SAP, depending on what you're aiming at, there are different places you need to aim for. In case of destroyers, aim for the middle of the ship regardless of any other factor. Just try to land SAP on destroyers. Never try to hit destroyer with AP, because it will do so much less damage. It almost doesn't matter whether you hit a destroyer with AP or not. But in case of other ships, if they are broadside or about to go broadside, you have to shoot them with AP. It obliterates them, trust me. So unless a ship is broadside to your angle, you should use SAP. And when you're shooting SAP, never aim for the hull or the bow. Always go for the superstructure. This is one of the secrets why Colombo's hits always have an impact. And the final advice, in case of main battery, practice your aim. Every ship behaves differently when it comes to aiming, even slightly. Some ships shoot with a big arc, some shoot with more velocity, which makes the salvo go more straightforward. They are all different, so practice your aim with every ship you want to master. Also, there is a general guideline for aiming. If you want me to make a video explaining how to aim more efficiently in almost every ship, like this video and in the comment section type aim practice to let me know this is something you want to see. Now it's time to dive into the most tactical element of the ship, which is the smoke. Yes, a battleship with crawling smoke. Crawling smoke means you can move at full speed while the smoke provides cover for you the entire time. It's perfect tool to set up strategic approaches. You can use it either defensively or offensively, depending on the situation you're facing. Let's break it down. When do you use smoke as an act of defense? When you feel outnumbered and you know you will die soon if you don't act quickly, then pop the smoke, turn back, change your position. But remember, during the smoke phase, if you use your main battery, you're going to get spotted. So never shoot your main battery while you're retreating unless you're absolutely sure there is no other ship within your 17 kilometer radius, like a sneaky destroyer, for example, because then you would be revealed and your smoke would be definitely useless. And how to use your smoke offensively. There are two scenarios that comes to my mind. One is you want to flank the enemy, but there is a destroyer that you cannot spot, but he constantly keeps spotting you, giving away your position, and the enemies start firing at you or sending torpedoes at your direction. So in that case, you want to pop your smoke until you are getting into a flank position, ideally traveling behind islands, and the distance between two islands, that's when your smoke should be running, so they cannot shoot you and damage you until you're in the position that you can deliver the most damage possible. And the second scenario, which is my favorite, is you're close enough to enemy battleship, right? And your secondary battery starts firing at him, but your HP is kind of low. And if you want to go like head-to-head fight with that battleship, you're probably going to lose the battle. So in that case, you pop the smoke, you use your aircraft, the spotter aircraft, and you just let your secondary battery deal damage to the enemy battleship. And since the Colombo is shooting HE shells in secondary battery, it's probably going to cause fire, which essentially going to damage the battleship over time. And this is a really good offensive tactic because the enemy battleship doesn't see it directly and he cannot make such an impact on you. I mean, sure, they can shoot blindly in the smoke. They may hit, they may not, but it's way better than when they absolutely can pin you down. And now the final section. Priority targets. Let's say you're in a situation where there are several targets to pick from. Which should be your priority? For starters, destroyers are always the highest valued targets all the time. But in situations where they're too far away from your position and you won't hit your shots and you're going to miss it, probably just skip it if you have other targets within range. And your second most important target is the radar cruisers. By putting them down early, you create more space for your allied destroyer to play more openly. Also, always prioritize low HP targets. The sooner one ship is sunk, the better your chances of victory. Never let the enemy have enough time to retreat, heal, then come back with new strategy to counter you. And for your positioning, where should you stand most of the time with Colombo? Well, it depends on your team's formation. You should know your ship limits. It cannot tank very well. In fact, in case of a torpedo hit or consistent HE fire, you will die pretty fast, so avoid tanking in a Colombo. But that doesn't mean you should stay 2 maps away from the battlefield. Your preferred distance is mid to long range, but never fear to dive in, since you have a smoke to help you out in case of any surprises and things went wrong. So now you're officially a Colombo professional player. All you need to do is to get your ship, hop into the battle and practice everything you learned in this video. Alright, that's for today's video. Don't forget to sub, and God is out!